I wanted to record a short video about supporting mill in Cube. Obviously, different people have different goals with supporting mill. Some people don't want it to be parasitic. They don't want the mill cards to only fit in one deck. If you had a card that said target player mills 10 cards, like Glimpse to Unthinkable, that might not really go in a lot of decks. But this is how I support mill in my own cube. It's only 360 cards, so having 6 is a pretty low amount, but again, these cards are doing other things, and just getting a couple of mill pieces down could win the game. We'll just go left to right here. So Hedron Crab, obviously great if you have fetch lands or other ways to get extra lands into play. One other important thing to note is all of these say target player mills, not opponent mills. Therefore, you can mill yourself if it benefits you, which there's a lot of reasons you want to do that. Delirium, Threshold, Flashback, Reanimator, you name it. So you could fuel your own graveyard if you want a card that does this, but you're not trying to mill your opponent out. So it makes them more flexible as well. So I guess 2 points of flexibility. 1, you could target either player. 2, the cards aren't just milling. Although I guess in the case of Altar of Dementia, that's literally all the card does. But we'll get to that. So Hedron Crab, it's just a nice little 1-drop guy. You can start milling people. Or fuel your own graveyard if you need to turn on Thassa or any other number of things. And it depends how much you want to support this. You could really power this up with Scape Shift, something like that. You get a bunch of lands into play and just mill someone for like 18 cards and just end the game. Next is Thought Scour. I guess this is pretty medium in terms of mill. It literally mills 2 cards. That's not really going to get the job done. But again, it's just a nice incidental card. It's 1 mana cantrip. It's an instant. So lots of decks are going to want this. But it's a little extra nudge towards milling someone if you want. Altar of Dementia. This is probably contradicting some other things I said. It is just milling. That's all it does. But it's a good way to make use of other synergies you might have. Like you might have, when a creature dies, you could drain your opponent for 1. Or you have lots of tokens that are going to go away at the end of the turn. Whether they're decayed zombie tokens or mobilized tokens. Or maybe something you evoked in. And this is colorless, so you could probably fit this in any color and try to mill somebody maybe as a backup plan. Ashiok, she's kind of fallen out of favor in recent years, but I think she's still pretty strong. So she can mill technically because she can exile the top 3 cards of your opponent's library with her +2, and she comes down early, and some decks just won't be able to get rid of her too easily, so she can just keep going to town. But notably, she does other things. Her -X is the main way she generates value off of her milling. So she's kind of multi-purposed. Also, you'll notice all the mill cards are mostly in blue. Obviously, blue is synonymous with mill. I guess this Witherbloom command here is also kind of like Thought Scour. It's a very minimal amount of mill, but it does add a little extra mill. No surprise, Golgari wants cards in their graveyard, so target the first mode here, target player mills 3 cards, and you could get a land back. So that's maybe like Thought Scour, kind of medium. I wouldn't call it one of the primary ways to mill. And then on the right here, Glacierwood Siege. I think this card's great because it's either got, when you cast an instant or sorcery, you can mill someone for 4. That's just like Altar of Dementia. That could be a 1-card win con and mill. And enchantments, obviously, notoriously hard to get rid of in most cubes. Same with mine. But importantly, it has another mode. You may play lands from your graveyard. That's Crucible Overworld's effect. Lots of cubes run those, and this is just one more way to get that going. So this can go lots of different directions. Let me know what you think about this sort of approach to, mill in cube, where people only have 40 card decks. Also, maybe there's a card that fits in with these others that I have overlooked that might go well. But yeah, that's all I had for now.